Hey guys, welcome back to another course update. In today's video, I'm back on the Boomless sprayer and we're going to be installing this little apparatus. Stick around and I'll tell you what it is and we'll get it together. We're back with the Boomless sprayer for, I believe this is part 4. Part 1, it just shows you the nozzle installation and basically what we did to prep our 300-gallon sprayer tank to go boomless. In the second video, we actually modified it a little bit. Once we went out and actually tried it from part 1, we found a couple things that we needed to adjust. So part 2, in that video, we show you what we did to adjust. Part 3, we installed the electrical controls, which makes it so much easier to spray on the tractor, what we pull this with. So yeah, I believe this is part 4. And what we're going to be installing here is, I don't even know the technical name for it. It's basically like a standpipe. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to install it back here on the tank. And what this does, a couple things. One, it's a safety measurement. And what I mean by that is if you don't have one of these or something similar to it, when you go to load chemicals, it's not very safe in the fact that you have to hold the hose in the tank while dumping chemicals in there. Or you could just not have a hose in there, have it just laying on the ground when you're done loading your chemicals, then you can load up your tank. But you know what, that takes a long time. So we like to load both water and product into the tank to make things just faster. Another safety thing is it prevents water splashing up back in your face. Now, when you go to load chemicals, it's state law. I know both in Ohio and Indiana, you're supposed to wear eye protection and chemical resistant gloves, long sleeves, long pants. And this just makes it easier because if you have the water going down directly into the tank, you don't have splash up. So you're not going to have chemical or whatever you're putting in the tank splashing up in your face. Another thing is it's an EPA regulation. And what they are mostly concerned about, holding an air gap. So if you have your hose down in the tank and that pump is pumping, it can actually reverse the flow. And before you know it, you could be sucking all your chemical back down into the well. That's not good. They frown upon that. I think everybody frowns upon that. No one wants that to happen. So what this does is these little holes through here, it's basically the air gap. So you can't get a siphoning effect. So you can safely load it. The EPA is happy because you're putting water into the tank and there's no way for it to come back into the water source that you are pulling from to prevent contamination. So now what we've done in the past, and it's been a pain in the rear, is we take the cap off, we go to load the tank, and if we pull from our irrigation pond, which we have a wash pad off to the side, it pumps a lot faster than it does from the spigot from our building. That's 110 pounds of pressure coming out of there. So we have to like stack rocks up on top of this to just keep the hose from blowing out. One, that's just a pain in the rear to do that. And we have to sit and babysit it. So you're not really saving a whole lot of time. Another thing too, when you stack rocks up on it, guess where rocks come from? Outside. It has dirt on it. Sometimes dirt and crap gets down in the tank, and then you pretty much contaminate your tank. We've tried anything from tires, wheels, actually chemical jugs stacked up. It's just a pain in the butt. So this is going to save us not only a lot of time, but it's just going to make things more simpler, and it just needs to be done. Now I'm lucky in the fact that this came from our water tank that I built. It was like my first or second year here, and the tank worked great. It was a loading tank. I'll see if I can find the video on that. I put something on Twitter after I built it, and it worked great. Bad thing was the tank ended up cracking down near the bottom of the tank, so the tank was worthless. So I was able to pull this off of that tank, so I don't have to buy any of these parts. The challenging thing that we're going to run into today is where to mount this where there won't be any leaks. As you can see, this tank is kind of ribbed, corrugated. I don't know what the technical term is. These, I don't know if it's Toro's idea or invention, or if this is kind of a generic part, but for this to properly seal, you got a gasket here. It goes up into the underside of the tank, so I'm going to have to somehow figure that out. That'll be fun for you guys to watch. So this is going to go up inside the tank and pop up, and this gasket is going to seal the bottom part, and then when we put the nut on, it should make it watertight. Problem is, this is bigger than one of these ribs, so we're going to kind of have some weird undulations. I went to the store to buy some plumbing parts, hoping whatever, I think I have something that's going to work, but we'll see. So, and why I said I am wondering if this is strictly to a Toro machine. Toros on the back of their tanks where these are located have a nice little flat spot. You'll see it on our 5,500, our 300 gallon sprayer. And then also they have another thing where they basically have a hose connection sticking up top and it just shoots wire in the tank. But anyway, so we're going to have to kind of figure that out. I was thinking about putting it on this flat side, but the bad thing is it's kind of, since it is off to the side, I don't know how well it'll fill up the tank. And two, I don't want it right next to where we load chemicals. So I believe I'm going to put it on the back here somewhere, probably right in there. And I'm going to have to commit, because once we drill a hole, no turning back. So I got my drill. Let me get my hole saw and let's give this thing a shot. All right, find the center best I can here. You know, the good thing about this is it's not like this tank is pressurized, so I don't really have to worry about product coming out the whole time. It's just when we first fill it up and its product is filled up here and just driving around, kind of sloshing around. Once we spray a little bit, it shouldn't be a concern, but I still want it liquid tight. So this looks like a great spot. Here goes nothing. Well, that wasn't bad. Oh, nice. I'll bring you guys around. And the reason why I say that, I don't know if you can see down in there, but the tank doesn't, it might be just a little bit, but no, actually feeling around, that's actually completely flat in there. That's awesome. That means this gasket that's already on here, this part, is going to seal up nice and tight. So my hour's worth of time searching the Superstore Giant that starts with an M and ends with Nards, I think was a complete waste of time. Sweet. All right. Well, now all I gotta do is somehow stick my arm down in there, feed it around to there, stick this part up, put the nut on. This could get interesting. All right. So yeah, I didn't record it, but my arm it doesn't fit. I can't get it there. So I'm using wire. Gosh, if this doesn't work out, at least this idea kind of makes it worth it. I'm actually proud of myself for thinking of this. Now the hard part, see if I can make an angle. At least I think it's going to be a good idea. This is sounding good in my head. How? You just need it to kind of like float. Double it up. Oh yeah. This has got to work. This has got to work, right? No? Oh, come on. It's going to take me an hour just to figure this out. Finally. All right. I want this end to come up first. Hopefully it stays on, otherwise I just lost it. And maybe if one of you watching is going to do a Boomless tank conversion, at least you can use this video of all the things that you shouldn't do. Oh man, this is great. This is awesome. Not being sarcastic either. This is lining up just beautifully. Oh yeah. Yep. I like it. Okay, I think that was the hardest part. No, fishing the line through was the hardest part. That was the second hardest. All right. So I'll give you guys a close-up of what this is. So this is the important piece. What this is, it's called, I think like a knife valve or something. But anyway, there's this handle here, which actually ours broke, so we put a piece of metal on here and fabricated it. But anyway, if you can see through it, and then you pull this, and it closes it off. So, when you're done filling up your tank and everything, because I need to tighten that more. Yeah. All right. I'll have to work on that. So, when you're done filling up and everything, because you're going to have it open, pour water in, load up. When you're done, you're going to close that down because you don't want water or the chemical to splash up back through this. So that's like a removable sliding on and off cap for this. All right, so the next part is literally the neck. Man, See if I can turn it just a little more. And that's it. Usually with pipe threads, you want to throw some Teflon tape around it, but you know, in this case, since it's not pressurized and literally there's no causes or concerns of leaks around these parts, I'm not going to worry about it. But I got it. Was it that easy? I think I'm done. I think I'm done. Actually, what I might do is I might take all this back off. I need to get some channel locks. Get this back off. I might try to find a piece of a gasket or maybe silicone or something to put around that. Just to make sure. But yeah, when this thing is done, boom, now we're able to safely load it. Always wanted to do this, but just never really put 2 and 2 together, and well, there it is. So that is all I have for you on this video. And actually, believe it or not, you guys are probably going to roll your eyes, but there will be a part 5. Haven't quite worked out the details of how we want to do this next part. But man, by the time we're done with this thing might be the greatest invention on the planet, with all these little doohickeys we're putting on it. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you listening through, joining me on this little easy project. And when the next part comes out, I'll be sure to bring you guys along to continue the process of our Boomless sprayer modifications. So again, thanks for watching. See you on the next one. New development. So I took this back apart. I know I just ended the video, but I took this back apart because the hole was slightly too big. And I'm going to put this back on because in case that does fall through, I won't be able to get it. This was one of the parts I picked up at Menards, and it's a plumbing part, I think for a toilet or a sink. I don't know, I don't do that stuff. But anyway, it was kind of moving around, and I'm pretty sure it would have sealed up, but I went and looked at this and I was like, you know what? It has these little like bevels. So what I did is I just cut a little, I basically cut this much part of it off, and I stuck it down in there, and by God, it fit in there. So, and it's snug as a bug. I know not right now it isn't, but as soon as I tighten that down, that thing is going to be, I guarantee you it won't leak. So I guess my trip to that place that starts with an M and ends with Nards was worth it. So anyway, I had to show you guys that because it did bother me. And like I said, I doubt anybody is watching this to learn how to make a Boomless sprayer, but if there is, I mean, I'm showing you what I had to do to get this liquid tight. So again, I'm just going to tighten this flange nut down, put the apparatus back together, and then I seriously this time am going to be done. So that's it.